What is going on, shrimp keepers? I hope you guys can hear me. Hoping that this is working right. I really didn't test it beforehand. My allergies have been whooping my butt. So just know that. So I might be sneezy. I might have a little bit of runny nose. I got my my paper towels here just in case I need them. But good morning to you guys. I missed you guys. It has been 2 weeks of not doing these live streams, and I'm sorry for that. My life has been so crazy, and I'm getting ready to tell you all the craziness of what I've been going through. But my mom was the first one here, Andrea Lupton. Shout out to my mom, JC and Vinny. Shout out to you guys, and good morning, and thank you for tuning in. And so we're just gonna sit back today, enjoy some coffee, and debrief from the craziness that was Aquashella Orlando. Now, let me just start off the stream with saying that last night I got home around I don't know. And well, let me start by saying I got home on Monday from Aquashella. On Monday, I don't know. I came into work for a little bit, said hi to everybody, went home, took a nap, got up, got some more work done, went to bed, came here on Tuesday, got some work done, and then on Tuesday, which was yesterday, I went home. I got home about 6:00, and I was just, you can see, I haven't shaved. I've been so tired, and so I'm looking a little rugged today, but that's okay. And so anyway, yesterday I get home around I want to say 6:00. Me and the wife eat some dinner together. And I'm just like, babe, I'm kind of debating playing video games or going to watch a TV show. What do you think? She's like, I don't care. Do what you want. And so I decide that I'm going to go lay in bed and watch a TV show. Well, I put the TV show on for 15 minutes, and I decide that I'm pretty tired. So around 7:00, I turn the TV off, and I'm just like, I'm gonna take an hour power nap and just see how that goes. And so I end up sleeping from 7:00 last night till 9:00 this morning. So 14 hours of sleep. And wow, I don't think I've ever slept that much in my entire life unless I was sick. And so it was quite impressive. But that just shows you I've been so exhausted. And last night was the first night that I slept without stress. So I didn't wake up and be like, oh my God, I have to go do this or I have to do this. I just slept, and it was wonderful. It was so wonderful. So that's what's been going on. Hannah M, good morning. Duck Nugan, I think it's Nugan. Good morning to you. He said, hello, hope you had a great trip. Good to see you. Good to be seen, and good to see you as well. Kim Cunningham, good morning to you from Arizona. And then my buddy, the fish nerd, good morning to you. And so it was a very, very long trade show. Out of all the trade shows that I've ever done in my entire life, which isn't a ton. I mean, we've probably done 15 to 20 trade shows. Maybe, I don't know. It's so hard to keep track. Let me see. 2014 is when we started doing this. I probably started going to trade shows in 2016. And so that's 5 years. And say on average, we at least go to 2 a year. So I would say we've done between 10 and 20 trade shows. And usually they're always you get through the first day and you're like, oh my God, this is so nice. We can just chill out, do our thing. No, I can literally say that I was stressed out the entire time. And I'm just now feeling de-stressed. So it was a long, long trade show. Timmy the Turtle said, just keep swimming, turtles. Oh yeah. Nugan, it's actually Nguyen, I think. I don't know. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. I'm sorry. And just know that I love you guys. Fish Room Fever, good morning to you. One of our members. Thank you for tuning in. And so Aquashella. Let me just start by saying it was amazing. It was amazingly stressful on my end, but that's because I had so much going on. As far as a trade show, it was phenomenal. I mean, I'm sure you could tell my voice is still kind of gone, and it's not back fully yet. But it was a really good trade show. My first impression is we got there and it was at the Gaylord Hotel and Resort, and you walk in and I'm just like, this place is huge. Like, I'm used to like these not, I don't even want to say small trade shows because they've always done like big trade shows, but they've always been in like, the fairgrounds. And it's a nice building there, but it's still, it's the fairgrounds. And they had one in Chicago that was like in an okay building, but it got really hot and it rained one time and water came through the roof. Like, that's what I was kind of used to. This year, it was like the most impressive, like 5-star experience ever. And so I like what you did. Rico's Dan said, hello. That's funny, man. But yeah, so it was an extremely impressive show that they put on. It was bigger than they've ever done. It was well done. A lot of things were really well thought out, and you could see like they're really growing, like they're stepping up. And so as far as Aquashellas go, like this year, I'm really excited, just because like they stepped up to the next level. Like they were here, and here was good, and now they're like here, which is like super official. And so like I would say out of all the trade shows, let me make sure my phone's muted. It is muted. Good. I would say out of all the trade shows we've ever done, this is like equivalent to like an aquatic experience, but it is much more. What's the right word for it? So aquatic experience was corporate, right? And so like you have a lot of big names there, and it's done the same way every year. Now, this thing is just as Aquashella now is just as professional as Aquatic Experience, yet it is done by hobbyists. So you can tell that like there's art and there's light shows and there's speakers and there's a whole coral section and there's freshwater, and it's like there's some really good stuff going on. So MC Aquatics said wasn't it geared more towards saltwater this year? So here's the funny thing. So as a vendor, so there's a lot of vendors there. As a vendor, saltwater, like at a normal show, kills it, right? So I'm a numbers guy, so I'll just use numbers. So like the saltwater people sell coral, which is super expensive. So like saltwater will, a vendor could bring in like $15,000 to $20,000 in a trade show, which is pretty good for them. Like they could really kill it and do way more than that, but $15,000 to $20,000 is like their goal at a trade show. Whereas like freshwater people, like a freshwater vendor might be happy with like $5,000 in sales, and that's a good show for them. And so there's a big difference. So this year, I want to say the freshwater vendors did way better than the saltwater vendors. So like the saltwater vendors, were expecting 15 to 20, and they probably were lucky to get 10. And maybe even less than that. And so while there was a huge section of the show dedicated to saltwater, I would say that Aquashella is actually becoming a pretty even split between freshwater and saltwater. So there was a lot more freshwater vendors there than ever before. Like there was a guy that was like selling like just driftwood, and it was like the craziest, coolest fish or driftwood out there. Like it was amazing. And sorry, I need to blow my nose. Nah, I could probably wait. I want to see if I can. Oh, I can't mute myself. I'm gonna blow my nose and mute myself, so you guys don't have to listen to it. Nothing like watching me blow my nose on camera. I wasn't even thinking about it. I could have taken my camera off the screen. But hey, what are you gonna do? Science Gal Aquatics, Carrie. Let me just say, Carrie and Jesse were the most phenomenal help at the trade show. Like they are just such a great couple. Like I can't say it any better. Like they are so phenomenal. They basically helped run the fish tube booth. And so we're going to be seeing a lot more of Carrie and Jesse, hopefully. And really, I mean, they're just phenomenal. They're just great people. And you know me, I love surrounding myself with great people. And there were other great people there too, but those two especially did a ton of work to make the fish tube booth what it was. And so really cool. I'm just going to keep pulling up comments, but I'll keep talking about Aquashella too. Fish Room Fever said the freshwater part of Aquashella is big enough that even if there wasn't any saltwater, it would still be a massive show. Yeah. So when we first started it, it was mainly a saltwater show. And there was only like, out of 100 vendors, there might only be like, 10 that were dedicated to freshwater. And so now I want to say that it's probably like 60-40, like 60% saltwater, 40% freshwater, which I'm sure that's changing more and more. Tony said, we enjoyed your talk. Would like a copy of the PowerPoint. Well, Tony, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that. I was thinking what I was going to do because a lot of people came up to me and said they really enjoyed my talk. I was thinking about doing the talk again on YouTube and doing it like in this format. And then I could just kind of walk through the whole slide again. And that way it's just out there. And if people want to use it, they can use it. If people need to refer to it for information, they can. But Tony, thank you so much for that, man. It was a really fun talk. I was super nervous about it, but once I get up there, like, and I don't even know why I do this. Like, I get so nervous with public speaking now, and there's no reason for it. Every time I get up there, I always do a pretty good job. I don't like once I'm up there, I'm not nervous at all. But like leading up to it, man, I just let my nerves get the best of me. But yeah, my talk went really good, and that was one of the big stressing points. Is like I didn't have any time to get my talk prepared before I went to Aquashella. And so like I barely got all my slides done before I went. And then I had one time to practice it. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I wish I had more time to practice this or at least run through it. But at the end of the day, like I know shrimp. And so that's why I just kept telling myself, I was like, all I have to do is like look at the title of the slide and then talk about it. And it's going to be just fine. Like, you're good. But it ended up going really good. And so I was super happy about that. Unit T1395. Good morning to you all the way over there in sunny Los Angeles. Good morning. And everyone else tune in, Tony, Rico Stan. And sorry I'm so nasally, guys. I really do apologize. My allergies, like I was in Florida, allergies were great. I come back to Ohio, allergies are terrible. So there is something in here that is just whooping my butt. Let's see what Corey said. Corey from Florida, shout out to you. He said, I will say as a Floridian, I think that's how you say it, saltwater and coral is everywhere out here. It gets old. Freshwater and planted tanks are on the rise. People like the natural look. So that probably explains why the saltwater crew didn't do as well, whereas like the freshwater crew did. And so that's a good point. Like there's saltwater everywhere because you guys are right on the ocean. And so that's really good feedback. And what is it? Reefa Palooza was there a couple weeks before we came. And so I'm sure having two trade shows back to back really didn't help the situation, but it is what it is. And again, I'm really sorry for my runny nose. Let's see. Aqua Mate. Well, my friend. Still recovering from Aquashella. How you been? So he's talking to Aqua Mate. But shout out to both of you. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the live stream. So, hey, we got somebody from San Francisco, California. I am with my allergies also. Yeah, Timmy the Turtle, man, allergies are kicking butt right now. Let's see where Chad's at. Greetings from Sea Life in St. Pete. Thanks for the photos and signed poster. The Black Galaxy are doing great. Chad and Jeff. Oh, Chad and Jeff. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Chad, I'm glad you said it was you. I definitely want to come out there and see your guys' pet store. But dude, thank you for tuning in, man. And I know it's not your pet store, but the pet store that you guys go to. And I think Jeff was the one that worked at it, and you're the one that goes to it. So really cool that you tuned in, man. It's always good to see people at or at the trade show and actually see them again in the live chat. I mean, that's always cool for me. But Caleb, what's going on, Caleb? How is Amanda and baby Flip? So Amanda's good. She overdid it at the trade show because between you and I and the rest of the world, Amanda is very much a perfectionist. And so she likes things to be done a certain way. And so it's really hard for her to be like, hey, I'm going to go take a nap because I'm not feeling good. And you guys finish setting up the booth, or you guys finish doing this, or you guys do that. She can't do it. And she just has to be like hands-on, like, this needs to be here, that needs to be there. And so she overdid it a little bit. So she wasn't feeling super great. But she got some sleep yesterday. She got some sleep last night. And so I'm sure by today she's going to start feeling better. But baby Flip's amazing. Like we're only 16 weeks in. We have 24 weeks left. And like, I'm like wanting to meet this baby tomorrow. Like I can't wait. And the closer it gets, like every day that goes by, like I get that much more excited. Like I just can't wait to have a little baby running around. Like it's going to be a girl. If you guys didn't know, it's going to be a little girl. And I just can't wait for her to be running around, like me showing her shrimp and like, going to work with dad. And like, it's just going to be so fun. It's going to like, I don't know. It's just going to re-excite me on so many things. Like taking them to the zoo. Like I haven't been to the zoo in forever, but to take a kid and let them see their first zoo, like, oh, like how cool is that? Or take them to a water park. I haven't been to a water park in forever, but I can go with my daughter and have a great time. And I don't know, man. It's just like, it's just so cool. Like being a parent, I just can't wait. For the longest time, like I was so busy that I was like, I'm not ready for a kid. I'm not ready for a kid. Now it's like, I can't freaking wait. Ollie Taylor in the house. Always good to see Ollie. And thanks for asking about Amanda and the baby. We're really excited. Ollie, always good to see you, my friend. Timmy the Turtle. I actually like that name. Your knowledge has been giving me so much information that little by little I've been putting it to work. Picked up 100 ghost shrimp, and man, they look amazing in my turtle tank. That's really cool, man. It's always cool when I'm able to help people in their hobby and help them be successful. So glad to hear that. Let's see. Richard McCarthy said, guys, I know I'm just a silly dad, but my first batch for red cherry shrimp just made it past edible in a community tank with Baddis, Phoenix Hesbor, and Coolie Loaches. Are kooky. I don't know what that is. I thought it was Coolie, but it's not. Well, that's really exciting, dude. Richard, it's always cool to have babies, and yeah, just awesome, man. Fish Girl from CT said, based on your good nature and personality, you're going to be a wonderful dad. Well, I appreciate that. I hope that I'm going to be a phenomenal dad. And I know at the bare minimum, like I'm going to love my kids so stinking much. And yeah, so it's going to be good. It was Coolie Loach. I knew it. Okay, good. First time dad coincidence. Yeah. So Aquashella was phenomenal. The reason it was so stressful, like I was, so I wouldn't say that I was in charge. I'm a key person in the fish tube booth, the American Shrimp Contest, our booth, and then I had to give a talk. So there's like 4 things that are going on that I'm constantly like, is this going right? Is this going right? Do we have everything here? Do we need everything here? I have people that don't have volunteer badges. I have people that don't have feature creator badges. I need to make sure these people have those. I need to make sure this is going on. Are my employees good? Blah, blah, blah. And so like, I felt like I was torn between so many different tasks that it made it a tough trade show on me. Like the first day, I didn't eat. And it's a 9-hour trade show. And I'm not a little guy. Like, I got that dad bod going on already. And I had so much going on that I didn't even have time to think about eating. And I wasn't even hungry. Like it was just over. But it was good. It really was good. I love talking. So I told you earlier that I get so stressed out with public speaking, which I don't even know why. Like I can sit in here and there'd be 1,000 people in here, and it's like, okay, like, just Rob talking to himself in his office, having a good time. But man, you put me on a stage with 1,000 people leading up to it, I'm gonna be a mess. Like so stressed out, so anxious. But then I'm gonna get up there and it's gonna be perfectly fine. And I'm gonna just do my talk and it's gonna be like nothing ever happened. Like we're talking now. But I actually had something really funny happen. So and I just thought of this because I thought it was hilarious. So when I give my talks, like I don't practice it. Like I don't have word for word what I'm gonna say. Like I literally like when I gave my talk this time, I read the title of the slide, and that prompted me with what I was going to talk about. And then I would talk until I was done talking on that slide, and then I would go to the next slide and do the same thing. Well, we got to one about tank size, which is towards the end of my slide or the end of my show or presentation. And we're this is you guys got to listen up because this was the highlight of my my talk, in my opinion. And my wife still is giving me a hard time about it, but I thought it was just so funny. And so I'm talking about how, like, when you have when you have a bigger tank, it makes things easier, right? And if you make a mistake in a big tank, it doesn't make as big of a difference as it would in a small tank. And I was like, to give you guys an example, if we were all, and I'm talking to the audience, which there's like, I don't even know, like maybe 50 people, maybe 75 people, like I have no idea. I was like, if we all were to go get in an elevator together and I farted, you all would be like, man, you really stink. But if I'm up on stage and you guys are over there and I fart, you guys will never even know. And so I use that as an example to show, like, when you have a big tank versus a little tank, like one issue doesn't make as big of a difference. And so, so yeah, so that was my like go-to line. And but before I said it, and I didn't even know I was going to say it, I was just like, Amanda, I just don't want you to be mad at me because she was watching my talk. I was like, my wife's going to kill me for saying this, but I think it makes sense. So yeah, it was funny. We got Roma Aquatics in the house. Roma Aquatics. I did a fish store or fish room tour of Roma Aquatics. Chris, I don't even know. Do you still keep shrimp? I know you keep the Sulawesi shrimp, but are you still keeping other types of shrimp? I haven't checked on your channel in a little bit, so I don't know. Let me. I wish I could go to your channel from here, but it won't let me. And so yeah, so that was like the highlight of my talk, and it was pretty funny. So I hope they have I hope they have it on camera. But anyway, when I said that about the elevator, I started laughing, and I actually forgot what I was even trying to refer to. Like I forgot the example I was trying to make. So I started laughing. I'm like, I forgot what I was talking about. So I need to go back to my slide. I'm like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other. But it was pretty funny. And so yeah, you got to have fun. And at the end of the day, like the way that I de-stress myself before giving talks is a lot of people try to think of a presentation as putting on a show, right? I look at it as a presentation as me having a conversation with other people about whatever topic I'm talking about. So it isn't me getting up there and like, hey, like, I'm going to make this great event and you're going to watch it for an hour. I go up there with like, hey, like, you and I are going to have a conversation about shrimp, and it's going to last 30 minutes to an hour. And it's just going to be a good conversation, you and I talking. And I just talk like this, and I have a great time. I make myself laugh. Hopefully I make other people laugh. But, at the end of the day, like I couldn't hear anyone. I couldn't see anyone. The lights were so bright. And I'm just enjoying myself up there on stage, having a good old time. Yeah, so it ended up being a really, really good thing. So if you guys want to use that example or that analogy, I think it's called an analogy. I gotta blow my nose again. I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute this. I'm sorry. My I don't know why I get allergies so stinking bad. I don't get them until it's like midsummer when everyone's already had them. It's got to be like something really weird that I get. or that I'm allergic to. I need to just start popping Claritin. Roman said, I have 59 tanks and 3 saltwater frag tanks. Man, you got a ton of stuff going on. That's crazy. What else did he say? Not the same tank, but check out my channel if you want to she a bit. I like that. I'm a little lazy with it. So my channel is normally a month or 2 behind. Hey, I know the feeling. Like, how long has it been since I put out a YouTube video? It's going to make me mad when I look because I know it's been a long time. I mean, live streams don't count, but let me see. It's been a long time. And it's not on purpose. Like, literally, my life's just so busy. Like, I'm 900 subscribers away from hitting 100K. You would think, like, you could do that in a couple weeks. Or you could do that in a week if you really tried. You would think I would be like, okay, let's bust out a bunch of videos and get 100K subscribers, because everyone always aims for 100K subscribers, right? But my life is so crazy that hasn't happened. So that should show you that it's just wild. So the last video was 2 months ago, which is horrible, absolutely horrible. March 27th. So almost 3 months. That's crazy. It's sickening. It's sickening. Oh. Anyway, I didn't make a video. I did film a video while I was there. Sorry. I did film a video while I was there. I filmed it on the American Shrimp Contest. So I will be releasing that video because it's already done. Like, all I have to do is like put the pieces together. And then now that the trade show is behind us, and we don't have another one for 2 months, I have like 4 weeks where like things are just normal. And instead of having only 4 weeks to prepare for a trade show, now I got 8 weeks. So hopefully it will de-stress me a lot. And the next trade show, it's only 6.5 hours away instead of 16 hours away. And so there's definitely some good things. There's definitely some good things happening within the next 2 months. Also, we're slow. Like, this time of the year, it always slows down because it's so warm. People haven't been able to travel in 2 years. So a lot of people are traveling. Like, there's just a lot of things going on. So yeah. So hopefully these next 2 months, I'll be able to get a lot of videos done, and then I could spread them out over the course of, a couple months or something. I don't know. Or at least a couple weeks, hopefully. But yeah, so lots of good going on. The trade show, again, I would consider it a big success, because they made the leap from, I don't even know the right word for it. What would be because they weren't a huge trade show. Well, they were a pretty big trade show, but there's something different between where they were and where they are now. And like where they are now, I look at it, I'm like, this is legit. Whereas before I was like, yeah, they're putting on a good show. Like, we're just a bunch of hobbyists. Like, they made that transition from like hobbyist to like, boom, like this is awesome. Like, you guys are killing it. And so it's really good to see. And there was a lot of good creators there. I know Paul Cafario came, Serpa Design, KG Tropicals, Primetime Aquatics. And I mean, there was a ton. Too many to remember. But there was a lot. I know Carrie was there. Carrie and Jesse were there. Science Scout Aquatics. But yeah, it was a really cool show. Aqua Pros was there. And so I'm really looking forward to this next Aquashella. I think Chicago for me is just a fun one. I love Chicago. And it's close enough that, it's pretty easy drive to get there. And so yeah. Will's in the house. Let's see what Will said. I wanted to be there so bad, but couldn't make it happen. Well, Will, I hope you can make Chicago happen, because it's been a little while since I got to see you. So it'd always be good to catch up. Let's see what Roma said. Between family, shrimp, coral, 3D printing, guitar, gardening, Monero mining, and boating, where is the time for editing? Yeah. Yeah, where is the time? It is crazy. Elsa, what's up, Elsa? Thank you so much for tuning in. Another member. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of the live stream. Always good to see some members in the house. But yeah. Will said, I mean, Chicago is where I met y'all in person. So yeah, so it'd be cool if Will's able to make it. Oh man. Yeah, life's pretty good. I'm just exhausted, really. I'm truly am. And I don't know why. Like I said, beginning of the live stream, I slept 14 hours last night, 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. And I literally rolled out of bed. I'm like, I'm not even gonna rush. Like I could rush and get there and like make my live stream by 10. I'm like, I'm just gonna get there when I get there because I needed this, and then I'll start my live stream a little late. So that's why we started at 10:30 today. But yeah, man, it's always good seeing people in person. Like this whole COVID thing has just been, I mean, it's been rough on a lot of people. It's been rough on businesses. It's been rough on people and relationships and anxiety and depression and finances and all this stuff. And so it was so cool to be back in person with people and hug people. Like I saw people I haven't seen in a year and a half. And the first thing I did is I gave them a big hug. Like, you know, almost everyone's vaccinated now. They're not vaccinated. You know, hopefully they at least have had COVID and now they have antibodies. So like, I mean, I haven't heard of anyone getting sick yet. And, you know, I would say at the trade show, maybe 10% of people had a mask on. The rest were just like, life is normal. And I know that's probably tough for a lot of people to grasp that, you know, where there's people not wearing masks and there's that many people around. But it was really refreshing to see life returning to normal in some sense of the imagination. And so yeah, it was really cool. Father Fish, great to meet you at Aquashella. What a wonderful experience. Absolutely, man. I was loving it. I was getting one of my styros out, and there was a big Father Fish sticker on it. I'm just like, that's freaking awesome. So shout out to Father Fish. If you guys have never checked out Father Fish, he has a ton of knowledge and has a YouTube channel. So go check him out. And really cool. Jadrin said, I can verify that hug. Jadrin Aquatics. Yeah, Jason's my dude. And so first thing I saw him, I'm like, Jason, bring it in, buddy. Bring it in. And so it's really cool. Oh, another person that was there was Tazawa Tanks. So it was really good seeing him too. But it was really cool. It was awesome. And we're excited now that we're back in the swing of things. All the people that are in charge of planning the fish tube booth, we're actually going to do a meeting this week. I need to actually reach out to everybody, but we need to do a meeting this week and really plan out for Chicago and make Chicago a really successful event. It helps out that Kasha from Creative Pet Keeping lives in Chicago and also Primetime Aquatics. So we can do something even bigger there because they're home base. Like they live really close to the conventions. Excuse me, the convention center. So, sorry about that. So we can actually have stuff shipped to their house, and it's just really cool. So I'm really looking forward to Chicago. I think Chicago is going to be our biggest event of the year. But I don't know, Dallas. We got Jadrin Aquatics lives there. Papa Shrimp lives there, and so there's a bunch of people that live there too. So you never know. Florida was the only one we really didn't have anyone living there, and so it made it a little bit tougher. But Alan, now that I know Alan lives there, it's going to make it a little easier. Alan actually lives close, and he said, hey, Flip, was awesome meeting you. Alan, it was great meeting you too, man. It's always great, you know, putting a name to a face. And so it was just awesome. And now, Alan, hopefully we'll be back in Orlando every single year, and we'll get you more and more involved every year as long as you want to. And so yeah, Alan, great meeting you. Great meeting all the people there. It was just, it was a really good event. So I hope that by next year, everyone is just like, okay, COVID's over with. We're ready for life as normal. And then we can just get right back into the swing of things and how things used to be. And so, yeah, man, it's so cool. And it was just cool. Like, you know, I love it when, you know, people come up to you and they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm starstruck. And it's like, why? Like, I'm just this normal guy, and everyone else here is just normal people that so happen to make YouTube videos. And so, it's just so cool. Like being able to see someone that has watched you on YouTube and like they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm meeting this person for the first time. And then they realize like you're just a normal guy, and then you sit there, you have a conversation, you shake their hand, you get a picture with them, like stuff like that. And then it's like, man, like now we're friends. Now, I see you at the next show and I'm like, hey, like, what's up, Alan? Like things like that. And so it's just so cool. Like trade shows are so fun for that, especially for people like us that sit in front of a camera all the time. It's actually nice to see people in person. And so, yeah, man, it's so fun. So I hope you guys got your coffee today. I don't think I said it, but happy shrimp day. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. We got 2 days to the weekend. Listen, and I normally don't wish my weeks away. And sorry, I got to blow my nose again. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm getting ready to sneeze again. I'm sorry. Wait for it. Good thing you didn't hear that. That was super loud. It almost hurt my ears. Lawrence, it's shrimp day and it's hump day. If you combine the two, it doesn't work. It's happy shrimp day and happy hump day. That's what. Oh my gosh. I'm going to sneeze again. I'm sorry. Allergies. Go away. Oh. Okay. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Let me see. Before my allergies really interrupted me. Oh. I hope you guys have your coffee. Happy shrimp day. Happy shrimp day. I didn't blow my nose. This is terrible. I'm sorry, guys. At least you guys know I love you. Like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be here, because I could easily be like, hey, like, guys, my allergies are kicking my butt. I'm going to take this week off. But, I'd much rather be here hanging out with you guys. And it's been like 2 weeks since we got to hang out. Oh, no. Howdy, y'all. Uh-oh, does Rob have convention flu? No, but I've gotten it before and it is not fun. But it's only happened once. So I think I'm pretty good with like COVID things now, that like after I shake someone's hand, like I don't put my hand in my face. I usually wash my hands afterwards. But anyway, yeah. So my allergies are whooping my butt. Got to put Rob in a quarantine tank, get some meds on him. That's the terrible thing about COVID now is like, now that we've experienced COVID, whenever we start feeling a little bit ill, we're like, oh God, I have COVID. Like, and it's probably just like, people can just get the flu. Like it doesn't have to be COVID. So it's crazy. But hey, Papa Shrimp's in the house. Got to give Papa Shrimp a shout out too if he's lurking around the shop and listening. Oh, Jason, I don't think I ever paid for the banner or my posters or my stickers. So please make sure to send me an invoice. I don't want to not pay you and one of us forget, because there's a high probability that if I didn't say it right now, I'd probably forget, and hopefully you wouldn't. But figured, since you're here, I might as well remind you. Matt said it was great meeting you. Thanks for taking the time to talk and stuff. I was the guy who dropped the shrimp. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, and your girlfriend or wife or whoever was like, seriously? No, that was funny. Yeah, he Matt dropped the shrimp. I was like, hey, you gotta buy him now. Break him, you buy him. Luckily, they didn't get hurt at all. The shrimp are pretty resilient. But yeah, Matt, it was great meeting you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, it's always cool meeting people at the conventions and then seeing them in the chat later, or seeing them in the chat and then meet them at the convention. It's always cool. So, to be fair, the air is like a cloud where I am. The pollen is so bad. Yeah, it is. It is terrible. Well, here's the thing too. Like, my allergies get extra bad because my dogs love running through high grass at my house, which we just cut down, so that's good. But they love acting like they're like these predators from the safari, or not the safari. A safari is when you go out there, but the prairies of Africa. Like they think they're little lions, and so they run through this high grass and like jump on each other and all this kind of stuff. But in the midst of that, they get pollen all over them, and then they want to sleep on top of me at night. And so I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, yeah. So that's my life. That's my life. But you know, it is what it is. Got some tangerine tigers on pre-order. Can't wait. I love it. Yeah. Oh, that's good news. So we actually put all of our shrimp back in stock, but they're all for pre-order. They're currently going through our quarantine period, which they've all been doing phenomenal. We're getting better and better, believe it or not. Like I thought we were always really good, but like this time, like I'm really proud of my team. So like usually what happens is like first week there's high deaths, we treat them, and then like end of the second week, beginning of the third week, we start seeing some deaths again. We treat them and we just make sure they're healthy. We're feeding them good. This time, like we're going on to week 3, and the shrimp are doing phenomenal. Like we're like, out of a tank of 1,000, like 5 is like our highest number of deaths. So it's really good. So we're releasing the shrimp in, I don't even know. I think they release the 28th of June, I think. Yeah, 28th of June. And so we have them up on the website for sale, but they won't ship till then, just because they're finishing up their 30-day quarantine. But they're doing better than normal, which is really good. And so yeah, it's always exciting to see that. And that means we'll have shrimp ready for the next trade show. Because this time it was like slim pickings to get shrimp because we were so low on inventory. So we actually took a lot of our things out of stock just so we could take them to the trade show. But poor planning on my behalf. And it's so hard to import right now. So it was like, this got delayed, that got delayed, and then it ended up just working out the way it did. Matt said all the shrimp made it, even dropped some shrimplets for me. That's great, man. You shocked them into giving birth. Third Coast Aquatics, thanks so much for tuning in and being a member. Said, all right, gotta go. Hope you guys have a great day. Take it easy. Thank you so much, and hopefully you have a great day too. Appreciate you stopping in. My mom, Andrea Lupton, shout out to my mom, dropping a $5 super chat. She said, what was the top 3 best things from Aquashella? So for me personally, the number one thing was my talk. Like I love sharing my passion with people. And it went really good. And I feel like I gave a lot of good information. And so afterwards I got a lot of good feedback. So I feel like I made an impact with that. So my talk was number 1. Number 2 was probably spending time with my team. So it's always nice, being able to work with my wife, and Tyler and Alex went with us. So always bonding with them is good, bonding with other people. And then the third reason, or the third top 3 thing for me was actually getting to see the creators and seeing people for the first time. Like it was so refreshing. But if I'm looking at it from like a person coming to Aquashella, what would be the top 3 things for them? I would say the number 1 thing would be all the creators, because you get to meet a lot of people. You get to see people that you watch on YouTube. So that's probably number 1. Number 2 would probably be like all the different vendors. Like if you're looking for something in particular, like most likely you're going to be able to find it at a trade show. So like there's just so much stuff that you could see and do and buy and experience. And like there's so many new products, and there's setups there. You could like get real good deals on tanks, because just so you all know, at the end of a trade show, the vendors do not want to take the tanks home. If someone will buy them, they will gladly sell them. So you can come and you can get some killer deals on tanks and livestock right at the end of the show. So that's another big one for people. And then probably the third thing, like I like art. So I think how they intertwine art into aquatics is really cool. Like they did a really cool aqua crib. And so that'd probably be like the third thing. And so good question, Mom. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'll buy you dinner tonight. Oh, Richard, what a guy. Andrea, your son is awesome. Look at this guy, all nice and polite. She did a good job. What can I say? She did a good job. Let's see. Richard said NRE breeding techniques revealed. So I'm not sure what that means, but new breeding techniques revealed. Yeah. So not in our talk. We really didn't talk about new breeding techniques. I just talked about so I always do my talk on this is what to do. This time I did my talk on this is what's not to do. And so I figured knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. And I feel like people respond when you tell them this is what you shouldn't do. And then they're like, oh, crap. Because if you tell them hey, you need to do this, they'll be like, well, I could see how you'd want me to do that, but I'm going to try doing it this way that if it works well, I'll still get to the same end result. But if I tell them hey, you should not do it this way, then my hope is they find the way that I want them to do it and they do it that way. And so I changed up my talk quite a bit, and I think it went good. I think it did. Fisher and Fever says, I got a free tank right after you guys left. So hopefully you got that 30-gallon rimless tank, man. Because that was a pretty good deal, dude. I know Jen came over to me and she was like, hey, we have 3 tanks left over that we can't even get rid of and we can't take them back. If you guys want them, you can have them. I'm like, listen, I will find room to take home a tank if you can't get rid of it. But, just if you need me, I'm here. If not, give them to someone else. And then just as we were leaving, Fisher and Fever got it. So I'm really happy. I'd much rather go to a hobbyist than me. Cause if I brought it back, it'd literally be sitting out in our gallery or whatever you want to call it. And until we had time to actually set it up. Richard said, I really think there's nothing to do but learn from mistakes. It's you do it right, and then you try to see how far you can bend the rules. Then you learn the hard way. Yeah. So I tell my customers all the time, if you do it exactly the way that I say to do it, then I guarantee you'll be successful. And still, a lot of them don't listen to me. And I don't know why. But, I mean, a lot of people just need to learn on their own. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just wish they would learn from mistakes that I've made so that potentially we don't lose more animals. But, who am I? I just do the best I can do and hope that the rest of it works out. Greg Foggett, one of my good friends, the man, the myth, the legend. Good to see you, buddy. Greg, it's always good to see you. I hope you and Callie are doing well. Me and the wife just love you guys, and we look forward to spending some time with you. We're bummed we didn't get to see you at the trade show. If we were driving, we were going to stop by and visit you guys. But it is just, it was a busy trade show for sure. It was rimless. I appreciate you guys giving me a shot at it. Well, dude, I'm glad you got it. Cause that's a 30-gallon rimless tank, especially now with the cost of tanks, that's $100, man. And so if you can get that and you use it and you love it, that's awesome for me. I'd much rather see you have it and it just be awesome. So I'm really glad you got it. That's really cool. And Science Gal Carey said it was a super nice tank, and it really was. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, so I'm feeling good. So today we actually so this is funny. If you guys let me see. If you guys can see, let me see. Oh, right there. You can see that. It's actually really funny. I work with this marketing firm that does all my Facebook marketing. So I don't know if you guys have seen our Facebook marketing. But we have a firm that does all that. So they're actually coming tomorrow to do a photo shoot and Friday to do a video shoot. And they wanted me to get a shrimp costume. And they said that they want me to wear a shrimp costume in one of the pictures, and they think it'd just be hilarious. So yeah. So I might do that. I might, depending on how big it is and how small it is, I might have one of my employees do it. Because one of them already volunteered. So I'm sure if you guys have seen my ads on Facebook, you will definitely see a shrimp costume coming up soon. and it's just gonna be silly. So that's coming up pretty quick. But yeah, so light's pretty good. Shrimp are relisted. We're redoing some of the inventory today, so like our hard goods will be updated. I know we just got glass garden in, which is like the salty shrimp, GH and KH plus, Bacteria E, all that kind of stuff. What else did we just get in? We just restocked on Northfin. There's been a lot of stuff coming in lately, but all good stuff, all great things. And yeah, it's just good. Greg said, yeah, it was just a tough time. We will try to hit Chicago and see you there. Absolutely, man. And you let me know if Callie wants to do the mermaid stuff again. And I'm sure we could cover a hotel and stuff like that. And said, oh, this will be gold. Can't wait to see the costume. Yeah, I haven't even tried it on yet, so I need to try it on today just to see if it fits. At Flip Aquatics, what does the term Sakura actually mean when referring to shrimp? So I think Sakura, now I could look this up, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to take a guess. Sakura is like the Chinese word for red, I want to say. So a cherry shrimp, sorry, my allergies. So when you're talking about cherry shrimp, there's actually 4 different grades of cherry shrimp. So a cherry shrimp is like the lowest grade of red Neocaridina. And then Sakura is the next grade. And then the next grade is fire red. And then the next grade is painted fire red. So you have 4 grades. So painted fire red is the highest grade cherry shrimp. And so a lot of people will say like, hey, like you're buying baby painted fire reds. Well, most likely, 50% of those babies are going to turn out to be cherry shrimps. 25 are going to be Sakuras. 10% are going to be fire reds. And maybe like, 10 or 15% are going to be painted fire reds. And so yeah, so it's just a grade of cherry shrimp. That's all it is. I bet Carrie is already volunteering to wear the costume next Aquashella. God, I'm sure Carrie would. She's always a good sport. And so yeah. Top of the morning to you, Timothy Darrell. Thank you for being a member too. I always appreciate that. And good morning to you, and thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so I got some things I need to get done today. So I'm gonna jump off here a little early. But I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate everyone that I got to meet at the trade show. It was so good to meet you. And I look forward to meeting more of you at Chicago Aquashella coming up pretty quick. But thank you guys for stopping in, hanging out for a little bit, enjoying a cup of coffee. And just as we're finishing up, I see Simply Beta tunes in. So Taylor, I've been sleeping in this summer. Hey, if the kids sleep in, I sleep in. I do not blame you one bit. So Taylor, thanks for tuning in. Get yourself some coffee. Enjoy your day. And you guys make it a great shrimp day, a happy hump day. And we'll see you guys next week. So as always, God bless. And we'll catch you on the flip side. See you guys.